Hello, good morning, ma'am and class. We are from group 5. We want to presenting our work of the material has been given. Before we start, I'd like to introduce our group. Here we have Rahel Nadine, Christopher Diaz Ginting, Ivoni Kedo, Unique Nenobais, and me, Amanda Lailang. So let's get started. DYA held a unique program during each summer, and there will be lots of students across the country will join that program for a couple weeks to living out their faith in Christian community. That program will engage them through theology, liturgy, service, arts, and fellowship. After the students join that program, their identity as Christian is strengthened and doesn't change their perspective on religious tradition, but also about their role in it.
Actually, Fred B.Inggris concerned about their fast-paced culture marked by consumerism and a cult of experience. Therefore, for this problem, there are concerns that there will be increasingly difficult for youth to develop a Christian identity and a sense of vocation. So, it urges there to engage in an exercise of retrieval, of remembering in such a way that youth themselves may be remembered in the church and grafted into the body that practices God's unfolding reign. More specifically, it proposes a conscious retrieval of the church primary liturgical symbols, book or scripture, bath or baptism, table or Eucharist, and time as an organizing concept around which to think about youth ministry. But this doesn't mean that ED is trying to sell a new program for youth ministry. However, indebted to Garden Lathrop's liturgical theology, which named these primary symbols as ordo, ED asserts that when book or scripture, bath or baptism, table or Eucharist, and time are robustly practiced and strongly interpreted, they have proven themselves to be essential and trustworthy ingredients of the church worship encounter with God.
There's 3 points that explain Eddie's view of young people. 1. Eddie's opinions about the approach of young people who are only committed but do not understand the significance of their participation in worship and in Christian life. 2. The faith of young people must be changed with Christian tradition. 3. Eddie, who was a founder of the Dance Youth Academy, suggests that educating students may begin by engaging in activities themed to the order primary liturgies.
Setting up a summer camp is not the intent and purpose of every example and illustration presented by Eddie. However, Eddie wants to make a ministry transformation of the youth in congregation. The implication of this is the church itself. This can be achieved by having a good understanding of the liturgical symbol of the order and good worship. The goal is that the symbol remains a clear basis of community identity. So, youth ministry must be more deeply involved in liturgical adoption and renewal.
The perspective from the Roman Catholic tradition, where the 4,444 liturgical symbols of the ordo and the possibility of identity formation are important. Therefore, the proposal to restore the wealth of such symbols to strengthen the identity of religious communities, including young people, seems to be wise, theologically and liturgically consistent and full of potential. Nevertheless, the interesting of the Christian tradition where such liturgical rites are less known.
We agree with Eddie's words that by proposes a conscious retrieval of the church primary liturgical symbols, book or scripture, bath or baptism, table or Eucharist, and time, as as an organizing concept around which to improve youth ministry in the congregation. Therefore, we created the transformation of youth ministries within congregations and by implication congregations themselves. But when youth ministry aren't transformed, of course, young people will have difficulty in developing their Christian identity and also difficult to have a sense of call to service.
In conclusion, the book is theologically correct and pastorally promising, but some may need more time and reflection on liturgical theology before explaining his vision. The book can interest all readers about our Christian liturgical heritage and how it continues to shape the community today.
That's all from our group. Thank you for your attention. God bless.